Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, September 30th, 2020. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES, but before we jump into that chart, I just want to invite you to join me tomorrow at 4 o'clock p.m. Central Time for the PivotBoss monthly market outlook for the month of October. We're going to discuss some seasonality. We're going to discuss a few things to watch as we head into the last quarter of the year, and also going to bring some trade ideas as well from both a short and longer term perspective. And I'll also take your requests as well. So please join me tomorrow. I will send out a Zoom webinar link just like we saw before, and we're going to go that approach again for tomorrow's webinar session at 4 o'clock p.m. Central. Okay, so here's a look at the ES. What you'll see right now is the recent pullback here was met with some selling pressure. We talked about watching the previous high for signs of early weakness here. That rotated price right into the previous session's midpoint before that. And now what we're looking for is if price can reject prices below the previous session's low price. So the previous session's low comes right in at 33.16s here. We're right at that level right now, and if price can reject that level, we could see a move higher occur, and that would be a failed new low in an uptrending market. You'd also see price bouncing back off this FOMC key level to create a bit of a higher low, and that could open the door to some strength ahead. Right now in the intraday time frame, call it the 4-minute, 5-minute chart, you are seeing a bit of a rounded bottom here, and if price can start to push back up above the previous week's high price of 33.26 quarter, that opens up quite a bit more strength ahead. So right now, getting back above those levels would open up more upside, and it wouldn't surprise me if that happened if we ended the day with a bullish outside bar today. So that could be very significant, again, if price can continue to stay above the previous session's low or reject that low and the previous week's high, which is 33.26 quarter. Any failure to get above that zone could open up more weakness ahead. Again, we are in a downtrend. Pullbacks after a downtrend tend to be offered, and heading into tomorrow's market with the new lower value relationship, again, any bounce could still be seen as a selling opportunity until that level is taken over. Okay, let's take a look right now at the NQ. So here's the NQ. What you'll notice with the NQ here is that you have very similar price action here. Price rejected the previous session's high and rotated back almost into that mid, not quite there. Today we're seeing a flush downward into the 8-period average, and we're bouncing back to the previous session's low. Haven't quite overtaken it just yet. That's 11,289.5. Again, in the intraday time frame, we are seeing a bit of a rounded bottom develop, which tends to be bullish. If price can start to push back above 289.5 or 11,300 even, that could open up quite a bit more intraday strength above. So right now, if price can start getting back above 11.3, that opens up more strength back to recent highs, and that could even lead to, again, as I mentioned, it wouldn't surprise me if even, however briefly, we end up a bullish outside day. So again, this previous session's low is going to be very important. That's 11,289.5. If price can start to push back above that level, we could see more strength ahead. As of right now, 11,200, 11,222 is the previous week's high price. Price currently holding that zone, and doing so after this squeeze could be bullish ahead. So we'll see how this continues to develop heading into the rest of the session. Looking at crude oil, what you'll see with crude is we had a significant sell-off in the previous session. We talked about how narrow the range was on an 8-9 day basis, and I mentioned it looked like it was gearing up for a squeeze perhaps, but I also said that when you have compression, it doesn't matter which way we go. In this case, the sell-off occurred right at the RTH open, 8 a.m. Central, and then from there 3 hours of selling pressure in a row before price would bounce into the close modestly. You're now seeing a very quiet inside day, 36% of average range, and it's right back toward that 38 half zone here. So right now, again, we could see a bounce back up. 40 has been a magnet for price here lately, but any failure to get back above the 39.50s, for example, could lead to additional selling pressure ahead as we rotate back toward 37.52. So right now, got to continue to watch, as today appears to be a range-bound day, digestive day after yesterday's trend day down. That could lead to a bit more strength if price gets above 39.30, back toward 40. Any failure to get above 39.30 opens up weakness ahead. Alright, let's take a look now at gold futures. So gold futures here, you'll see price popped back above the key range low. Key range low right there, here's the low. That is 1874.20. Price popped back above that zone, now currently holding here. I mentioned to our trading room yesterday that price could drop as deep as 1874, as deep as 1870, and still be rejected today on a trap below this low, which could ultimately lead to more strength. Again, the idea for this trade here is that we have this D-shaped profile that is developed. We have rejected at the previous low here, the key range low, and in rejecting this low, any pullback still offers a buying opportunity to return price back to the HVN and back to the middle of the key range. So these two targets right here offer a very, very strong magnet. Again, any trap below the previous low here of 1880 could be a great opportunity. Even if price were to drop below it, between 1875 and 1880 could offer a trap and go for a move back toward 1957.70 and 1981.70. Failure to hold 1870 could lead to a double dip and another rotation down, so that's going to be a very important level to continue to watch. Alright, that's it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.